the left fell for her because she is the only one who's obviously comfortable using a certain kind of lingo and talking about some of the more lefty progressive issues with confidence. You know, healthcare is a human right, defunding the police without hesitation. She's the only one who truly embraced that term. In fact, maybe I should go ahead and play a clip that kind of shows her at her best before we kind of put her in the dustbin of history. Here is Morales sounding progressive. Just literally what I labeled the clip. It's thinking. Oh, I forgot. I shouldn't have clipped it so early. Eric Adams is about to direct the camera to focus on him when he talks because that's the kind of guy he is. So yeah, I mean, she's a good lefty candidate. I don't mean to talk about her in the past tense, but
I mean, she makes the right sounds, yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, she's basically a Warren person.
I mean, why do you say that? Why do you think she's a Warren person?
I mean, you know, she was like a Cuomo supporter up until like what, a few days ago. She's you know, just like a non-profit executive, which is like, I'm sorry, it's pretty much a bullshit job. And it's like, her messaging, I mean, her messaging, like, that sort of messaging, like, does appeal to someone like me, but I think the more you learn about this person and the culture that she's actually from, the more you realize, like, oh, this isn't for me. This is for college professors who live in Morningside Heights.
Yeah.
This is like the response to all the shit that went down in her campaign about how we're going to set her accountability, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's nonsense. That's not even appealing to me at that point. I don't know who that's for.
She says Latinx. I mean,
did she?
Yeah, she uses the term Latinx, and I always wonder about that. If like old school New York City Latinos really connect, because a lot of Latino people I know find that to be kind of, you know, a Latino person who hangs out with white people when they hear someone say Latinx. Like I wonder to what extent like that actually.
Or a white person who hangs out with Latino people.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So I always found that interesting. I mean, like, under 30 maybe, but I feel like, I just wonder, with the leftists, between the whole thing with her campaign and everything, I'm wondering the extent to which the stuff with her campaign staff plays a role. And I also wonder the extent to which she connects with her constituency, you know what I mean? As far as...
Mm-hmm. I mean, she also kind of comes from nowhere. Like, she's one of a few candidates who, you know, first-time candidates, and they're basically constructing a constituency out of scratch.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think you touched on, Virgil, on our last episode was the fact that she had an iffy background with charter schools, right?
Well, yeah, she founded a charter school.
And
what she did?
Yeah, what was weird is that during the debate there was a colloquy on charter schools in which she came out as the only one who would be willing to be critical of charter schools. Here it is.
Mr. Adams, you have shown your support for charter schools on numerous occasions. Yet you have come short of endorsing a lifting of the cap tonight. What can you tell New Yorkers? Should more city money go into charter schools or not?
Okay, and I want to do an observation on this side of the stage here. You know, this is a very peaceful end of the stage.
So whiny.
So there's a four-person debate going on here, and we up here ignored on this side.
so arrogant.
He's dominating this whole debate. He's just talking up and down the stage.
He really was.
I believe in scaling up excellence. I was bused to Bayside High School as a child. I walked into the school. I saw the difference in the quality of what was in that school and compared to South Jamaica, Queens. I believe we need to scale up excellence and stop having this adult conversation and leaving out our children. That is my focus.
Too bad if you're not excellent.
I've had the courage to say I would increase the cap on charters because I put children first. But
You
my
put
focus
expelling
on the
children
public
first.
school. My sister is a public school teacher. I know that every kid is precious, and that is why I would move $130 million from the Tweed building, which is headquarters, into classrooms. 2 teachers and 2 principals. That I would fund the 140 schools where 20% of homeless kids actually attend. And that there would be art and music and sports and theater. This is why the New York Times endorsed me, because I have the track record to actually get this done.
Okay.
We actually need to recognize
Diane Morel.
that
She has such Klobuchar
that
vibes.
exists in our charter school system, the disproportionate
Yeah.
way in which black and brown kids are disciplined, the ways in which they are harmed in our charter school system. We need to prioritize and focus on improving the quality of our public school system. We cannot continue diverting public funds into charter schools that have to screen our children in different ways, that do not work to meet all of their educational needs, that disproportionately punish them with, with punitive responses. We actually need to focus on our public school system and strengthen and improve the quality of our public school system so that our families don't feel they need to resort to charter schools.
We're going to
That's where we need to do that.
hold on. We're going to give everyone 30 seconds to talk about education. We're going to talk about it in the next block, the next hour as well. But we want to continue this educational debate. Let's just go right at the line. This is Doug.
Look, I'm for good schools. We've had a mayor in City Hall for the past
For good schools.
ideology and politics ahead of our kids. And so we need to make sure that we're working with all of our schools around the city. And let's be clear.
God, he looks weird.
Recovering from this pandemic,
What does he look like?
help our kids recover. My
He looks like
recovery course
from the Mystery Science Theater movie.
outside in the classroom with our teachers.
You know what I'm talking about?
But also
No.
an emotional recovery.
It was, I forget what the movie was. Does anyone know? Anyone in the chat know?
No. Oh, maybe someone there.
Sean Donovan worked for Obama. I think it really shows with that vague answer, I'm for good schools. It just,
It does.
I feel like Obama would have made it sound profound though, in the way that he does. You know what I'm saying? And that guy
Yeah.
just doesn't have the
He
charisma.
can't deliver it. But how about Morales? She was the only one who said that there is a problematic trade-off with charter schools taking money out of the public school budget, that it disadvantages low-performing kids and black and brown kids disproportionately from low-income schools. She's the only one who gave what I consider to be kind of the expected pat progressive line on this of the whole crowd.
It's one thing I will say about Catherine Garcia is, and her answer, she has the most actual city experience. She doesn't have the typical mayoral bona fides that people are looking for, but she can actually run the city inside and out.
Well, there's Stringer can say the same, I would argue, and maybe Eric Adams as well as borough president of Brooklyn.
Yeah, but
For experience point.
Borough president, what does borough president actually do? I've been trying to figure this out.
I mean, at least as much as the Department of Sanitation manager. I mean, I don't mean that dismissively. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
borough president, head of Department of Sanitation. I don't know city comptroller. I don't know that one of those is more able than the other, experience-wise.
So, borough presidents, they get a modest pot of money to spend at their own discretion, and they also get to sign off on development things. They get some kind of veto power over development, which makes them, kind of powerful, kind of influential.
Well, I think it's time to hit you guys with some of the big stuff, some of the epic